For the Bucks, I put down TB7, not TB12 for his number 7 for this. He's got 7 rings now. TB7, and for all accounts, depending on if free agency rips him apart, they're going to be pretty up there to go for number 8 for Brady by himself.
Yeah, I mean they have a lot of free agents that's going to be interesting to see who they keep, who they won't be able to.
Right.
Though Mike Evans did come out, he goes, guys, take some of my money. That's fine.
He wants to win.
Yeah, he's like, I want to keep this team together. Like, take money from my contract. Like, we can restructure that so that we can put it elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen to the audio clips of him after that winning the NFC Championship game, he had been so far away from that type of winning in his entire career. When he was done, he was walking off the field. And there were personnel of the Buccaneers grabbing him. There's a ceremony. You gotta go up to the ceremony. You go stand on it. He goes, "There's a ceremony." He's like, he had no idea. He legitimately was surprised. He goes, "I don't know what to do." I was like, "I'm going to the locker room. The game's over, right?" Like he had no idea. So I think that like realization of like, oh my god, like
there's a whole
what happens when you get to this level. And he wants to stay. He wants to stay at that level. He's talented enough to do so, and now he has a team around him that's also talented enough. So I hope it doesn't get torn apart. There was such a good surprise. I think if they could do it again, it would be actually good for the NFL.
Right.
I think overall it'd be great for the NFL.
To see Tom Brady win an 8th ring.
Not just Tom Brady win an 8th ring. More excited. I mean, no, I'm not really advocating for him. That's not my point here. My point is to see a guy with such stature. NFL is the opposite of NBA. It's not a star-driven league. You can see LeBron go from Cleveland to Heat to Cleveland to LA and win championships within 2 years, all of them, because he's the guy. NFL doesn't work that way. You need a whole team. So to see a guy like Tom Brady be able to leave, go to a team, bring all these free agents in, put the piece together and win, that shows that it's what we thought was impossible of that quick of a rebuild to championship is actually possible if you do it the right way.
Right.
It's showing an example of something that other teams are like, wow, what if we could do that?
That's true.
And teams that, Tampa Bay was far off in the playoffs. There's teams that are, we could say like maybe like the Rams or Seattle, where like you're a playoff team consistently, but you're not getting past the hump. You're getting one division, you're getting wild card game in, then you're out. Maybe you're like, let's look at this. Let's restructure, bring a couple free agents in. That throws us back into the NFC Championship games, AFC Championship games. So I think it just gives some teams some hope if they can pull it off more than 1 year.
Right. So you're thinking that this could be Tom Brady specifically, like his case, moving from New England to Tampa, and pulling this off. It could start like a revolution, so to speak, in the NFL in the way that teams look at being able to compete.
Yeah, I think it does absolutely. I think teams that have great ownership from the GM to the head coach to star QB, they're going to be the teams that are going to try to replicate it. And we might see a very different NFL if potentially. But I think, like I said, overall for the NFL, I think it's really good that this happened.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is. I mean, the situation is a little different. I mean, he went to, he brought in, Antonio Brown showed up there, Gronk went there, Shady McCoy, Leonard Fournette. Like, they got a lot of guys, but the Tampa had a really good nucleus of talent already. So it's not going to be able to work with every team. Like, it's not like,
Right. Like I'm saying, you can't take like a Falcons team and do the same thing and be a Super Bowl. Like you got these guys on the cusp of the wild card or like a game out of playoffs, or right on that cusp of getting there but not getting the hump, getting over that hill.
Right.
And this is something that you could take, maybe even do 50% of what Tampa did, and they get over that hump type of deal.
Maybe.
So I think it's a good way for the organizations to look at things a little differently, potentially.
Yeah.